Heather, lately, I've had people approach me for bourbon recommendations.
Well, B, you do wear this sweatshirt or the red one everywhere.
Well, it's comfy, it's stylish, it's a conversation starter. But seriously, since we started along this Tortured Bourbon
this pathway
YouTube channel journey, people have been coming up and asking me what bourbon they should drink.
Oh, I'm sure you just hate that. People coming up to talk to you about bourbon.
Is this pick on B day?
Did the sun come up?
I'll take that.
But,
I'll take that.
But what are these people asking you for exactly?
Well, sometimes they want something a little punch, a little higher proof. Sometimes they want something maybe a little smoky, something allocated. But lately, I've been getting a lot of questions for something sweet.
So, Wheated Bourbons is where we need to be. That is one of my favorites. So, I'm guessing tonight we're going to try bourbons that can satisfy a sweet tooth.
Heather, if we don't, I'm going to have to retitle this whole episode.
Oh, and writing the title and all these hooks was so hard, I'm sure.
Katie, will you just please roll the credits? So what's up, Heather?
What's up, B? It sounds like we have a little bit of tasting to do tonight.
We're going to drink some bourbon. But first...
On our bourbon show?
On a bourbon show. First, a quick shout out to our viewers. Thank you so much for watching. Your support means the world to us. That's why we're doing the show. But if you could take a second to hit the like and subscribe button, it would really help us out. But don't worry, we won't spam you, nor are we asking you to donate to our campaign.
No. But if it's your first time here, please do consider subscribing.
Just click it.
We can't do this without you, so please click the button. We promise it's worth it.
It's free. We've also got merch, hoodies, sweatshirts, t-shirts. Check the description for details. It's all down there.
Plus, we are launching some YouTube shorts. And if you've got a bourbon you'd like us to try and give a super quick review, shoot us an email or send us a DM or leave a comment, and we'd love to try it out.
And people have been finding this pretty popular. Mm-hmm. We've been having some good luck with it.
It's getting lots of clicks.
Yeah.
I think it's their attention span, in Gen Z.
That's not me. So, back to bourbon. So, traditionally, bourbon is made from at least 51% corn. Check that out. Along with rye and barley. And here we have the barley, and then we have the rye.
When it comes to whiskey, corn is really the star. So that's adding the sweetness and the full body to the bourbon.
What's that song you sing?
Oh yeah, rain makes corn and corn makes whiskey, and then whiskey makes my baby feel a little frisky.
All right, so the rye, just this, that brings the spice, the pepper, and the bold notes.
And then the barley, which you have 2-row barley right here, which is ground. That is really the workhorse. So this is what's converting your starches into sugars for fermentation. Same in the beer process.
Absolutely. Yep. So some of our traditional mash bills, they put, if you look at Wild Turkey 101, 75% corn, 13% rye, and 12% malted barley. And in fact, that is the mash bill for all of Wild Turkey's bourbon products. Mm-hmm. Then you've got Elijah Craig, 78% corn, 12% malted barley, 10% rye. And that's Heaven Hill's standard bourbon mash bill for their regular bourbons. And then you have the Four Roses small batch, which is a blend of 2 mash bills, one with 35% rye and one with 20% rye. And that 35% rye, we obviously would consider that a high rye mash bill. And they're looking for some spice notes and character out of that rye.
And a good rule of thumb to remember is that the higher the rye, the spicier the bourbon.
Yep.
But for those of you that prefer a softer, sweeter profile, wheated bourbons are where that. So wheat equals sweet.
There you go. So we take the rye out. And here we have some, this is unmalted wheat. So it's just grains of wheat right there.
Wheated bourbons, what you're saying is they replace the rye with the wheat.
Yes. Okay. So if you ever hear of 4-grain bourbon, what they mean is they're using the wheat and the rye.
So they're using all of it.
Correct. Okay. But what we're talking about is wheated bourbons where there is no rye.
So it is definitely going to have that sweeter profile.
It's supposed to.
We'll see.
That's right.
So give us some traditionally wheated bourbons.
Larceny, pretty regular.
It's having a big year.
Yeah, larceny, 68% corn, 20% wheat, and 12% malted barley. And then you got your maker's mark, which is 70% corn, 16% red winter wheat, which is a little different than this wheat that's sitting here, but it's a wheat variety, and 14% malted barley. The wheat, they say, adds a soft, sweet flavor.
To warm us up, we've actually been sipping some makers. It's really easy to find, and it's a solid wheated bourbon.
But tonight we wanted to explore with you 3 wheated bourbons and 1 wheated whiskey that bring the sweet factor really out into the front. And some of them can be, 1 or 2 of them can be a little more of a challenge to find, while the others are more accessible.
And I would say none of the 4, though, are overly familiar or well-known.
No.
Like, these are not ones that your very casual bourbon drinker are just going to know off the cuff.
Correct.
Before we get started, we need to clarify that when we say sweet, we're not talking sugary like soda or candy. This is more the sweetness you would find in like a wheat bread, where that wheat is adding that soft, subtle sweetness like a wheat beer, or I always think about the wheat bread at Cheesecake Factory. That brown bread.
Okay.
With the sprouted grains.
Yeah.
That's really good. And it's got a little sweetness to it.
Yeah, I go with that. So first we have Bardstown Bourbon Company, Wheated Bourbon. We've wanted to try this, and we've worked to find it. And as you can see, there's very little missing because it's just a little bit. It's in those tasting
I'm excited,
glasses.
and I noticed the little wheat stalks. They're really leaning in.
As sucker for packaging.
Yes, always.
Mash bill, 53% corn, 39% wheat, and 8% malted barley. Aged for 6 years, coming at 106 proof at $50 a bottle. Now, one of the reasons that they wanted to get this up to 106 proof is that they wanted to address that some people say that wheated bourbon can lack character or be too soft. So they said, they said
hold my beer.
Yeah, I'm your Huckleberry.
Hold my bourbon.
Yep. So what do they think we should get out of this?
Okay, so they describe it as having notes of ripe apricot, lemon, leather. Again, still haven't chewed on a leather strap.
Not yet.
And creme brulee, which I know is one of your favorites, with a bold palette of oak and pastry and a lightly spiced, full-bodied finish.
Let's see if it delivers.
So I can get a little bit of the citrus, the brightness.
Okay.
It's a bright smell, not overly ethanol-y. That's definitely a word. Look it up.
So creme brulee does bring to me cooked caramel. And I get that. A little cooked caramel.
Yeah, I can see that.
Does not
a hint of vanilla.
Does creme brulee not bring vanilla and?
That's what I just said. Yeah, and a hint of vanilla.
Okay.
Yeah,
we're in the wrong.
Yeah. You're living in the right zone.
Yeah.
All right, let's taste it and see what it tastes like.
Now, I don't think I'm going to taste creme brulee. If so,
I'll just go buy all the bottles.
Well,
that I can find.
all the bottles, and we will quit work, and we're just going to drink that forever
until we die. I could drink that all day.
Bardstown Company, I'm coming for you.
We're coming on a visit. Oh. Okay, so I get
nothing weak about that.
No, there's nothing weak, but for 107 proof. 101, what was it?
107.
107 proof. It's subtle, but that finish, I actually do get a little bit of the lemon. The pastry, I get what they're saying. Like bready, but like a light flaky bready. Yes.
Croissant.
Yes. Like a puff pastry. I'm starting to hypothesize that when companies say things like creme brulee, it's kind of like what you were saying earlier. You're meant to break down the individual parts. You're not actually meant to taste like you're taking a bite of creme brulee. But if you break it down into those individual parts of the deep caramelized sugar, caramel flavor, the hint of vanilla, because the custard in creme brulee is not overly sweet.
Correct. Yes. Right. It is that darker caramel.
Mm-hmm. A hint of vanilla. And often it has a little bit of that citrus in it to bring out the flavors. I'm vibing with that. I get that. That finish is delicious.
Yeah, what I couldn't do is I couldn't write those descriptors.
No. If they tell it to me...
It's good. It tastes good. Sometimes it's good.
He's a little more eloquent than that, typically.
According to breakingbourbon.com, the finish is a warming heat with cinnamon, allspice, and light leather.
I could get the allspice.
I get the allspice.
Still haven't chewed on leather.
But I do get that allspice, Katie. Thank you. I do.
Yeah.
So
I get the allspice, but again, I do think, like you said, I don't know that I would get creme brulee apricot, but I do get the citrus in this one. And I get the light bready. This doesn't taste like, you know how certain beers you taste it and you feel like you're eating like the densest loaf of Irish soda bread that you've ever had.
Yeah.
That's not what this is.
No.
This feels like you said, it feels like a croissant.
And the heat must be coming. That allspice at the end, that's got to be a combination of the alcohol and because it's not rye, because
No.
they know rye.
And I can get behind a little bit of cinnamon. Just a hint. Sometimes that's hard. The allspice cinnamon is hard to distinguish from that kind of, like we were talking about earlier, that kind of burnt caramel flavor. They're kind of synonymous for me. Synonymous? Did you get it? Synonymous? Like cinnamon? I'll stop now. I'll see myself out.
All right, so where you want to rank that bad boy?
That's Hush Your Mouth. That was an easy one.
Not to the top, though.
No, it's a Hush Your Mouth. I'm going to wait. It might take another tasting or two and it might get there. But it's a Hush Your Mouth.
Yeah, the longer we drink it, the better it's going to get. I promise. At 107 proof.
That's probably true.
Buy it again.
I would absolutely. How much did we pay? Well, let me, hold on.
$50.
Oh, heck yeah.
$49.95.
Heck yeah.
Yep.
Go buy it again. That's delicious. They know what they're doing.
Hush your mouth. I agree.
Yeah. Packaging's lovely. No negative notes from me.
But I'm going to remind you in a few minutes that you rated this
Hush Your Mouth.
Hush Your Mouth. Heather, being you're responsible for most of that.
Was not just me. I had some help.
Why don't you tell everyone about this lovely bottle here?
So next up we have one of my personal favorites, Widow Jane, Baby Jane. And part of the reason is I just love the Widow Jane distillery and they're just really unusual and really unique. But so Baby Jane is distilled by Red Hook Distillery in Brooklyn. It has a little bit of juice from Kentucky. It comes to us with an aroma of salty air, green grape, honeycomb, and cream soda, which just feels like summer. Doesn't that just smells like summer?
I agree with that salty air.
That's a Taylor Swift lyric. For the taste, we're supposed to get some strawberries and cream, some salted caramel, some fresh fig, and some cafe au lait, which sounds, again, like my perfect day. We're supposed to finish with some peach compote, star anise, soft pretzel, and milk chocolate.
A bourbon from Brooklyn.
A bourbon from Brooklyn, and it's actually made with their own unique heirloom corn that they helped cultivate, and that's why they named it Baby Jane. It's gonna give us some depth, some sweetness, and some creamy spice. So it's small batch, it's hand assembled, and it's proofed with mineral water from the local Rosendale mines. And it's really interesting because they cultivated the corn. They started from obviously zero, and so we're gonna get to taste Baby Jane as she grows up, essentially. So we'll get to taste each expression.
Because when I was a kid and I was listening to Beastie Boys sing No Sleep Till Brooklyn, you know what I was thinking?
You thought about Baby Jane
I
bourbon.
was thinking bourbon.
I'm sure you were. I definitely get that
salt
air.
Yeah, they nailed that descriptor.
So I just, reading the description and where it's from, I'm picturing like an afternoon at Coney Island. Like the salt air, pretzels, like cafe au lait. Don't look at me that way. How about, I'm picturing walking on a boardwalk. It's a little bit of, it's like September, so it's not hot. And there's all these stalls, and you get a coffee and a pastry, and it's just amazing. Do you think that all these companies intend to make me create these scenarios in my mind, or does that just?
I'm gonna go for the strawberries and cream on the taste and see what happens. Salted caramel, that I get.
Salted caramel and fig. I definitely get the fig on the end. Not getting the strawberries and cream.
I definitely don't get cafe au lait.
No, I think the au lait part is more at the beginning. So to me, it's sweet forward. Absolutely a distinctive corn taste. And then the end, it's not spicy at all.
No. So this being our second or third Bardstown, to me, they all have what you like to refer to as a tobacco or farm smell.
And taste.
And taste with a little more complexity. Whereas I understand why
most of the bottle's gone?
Most of the bottle's gone, because I don't think it's better. I think it's an easy sipper. One of the things at the back of the bottle says is creamy spice. That I could...
I absolutely... A creamy spice. Oh, I know what I taste in it, now that you said that. So I grew up eating cream corn that my grandma made. I don't know if that's a thing in the eastern part of the state, but it's big in the western part of the state. I don't know your life. Cream corn, again, it's a little bit sweet, but not overly sweet. And it's got that milky, like,
Yes.
creamy corn flavor.
It's cream of corn.
This is cream corn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe my grandma will have this some. I'm still a fan.
What did you rate this?
I knew that's where you.
The first time you had it, what did you rate it?
Cock of the walk.
Cock of the walk. Now I will share with you that and then on blind we rated it.
I think we rated it dog will hunt. I didn't rate it high that dog will hunt.
So what is it now?
Can I reserve the right to have changed my mind over the course of this bourbon journey?
Absolutely. That's part of the journey.
And I think my tastes have evolved, and I think it's a high that dog will hunt. I do. But that's not a bad thing, because like you said, it's an easy sipper, which is why most of the bottle is gone.
I wouldn't argue with a dog will hunt. I would almost say it touched your mouth just because of its uniqueness.
Look, it is a very solid bourbon. I love what they're doing.
An easier sipper and less complex.
Agreed. And I think
Pleasant.
Pleasant. That's a good word for it.
It's pleasant.
Pleasant.
Now, we have something completely different. That is straight out of a Monty Python sketch. I'll teach you Monty Python this later. So, Old Elk Double Wheat. Now, this is not a bourbon per se. This is a whiskey.
Tell us why.
Because it is a unique blend of Old Elk's straight wheat whiskey and their wheated bourbon, which creates an entirely new profile. That mash bill for that whiskey is 71.5% wheat.
Wow.
25% corn and 3.5% malted barley. It also is proofing at 107. So it's proofing much closer
To the Bardstown.
to the Bardstown. It is a blend of two straights, so there's no additives. You're still talking distillate.
Right.
Well, you're talking distillate and you're talking water.
Water, and that's it. They describe it, being they's an Old Elk, describe it as having baking spices like cinnamon, vanilla, and almond. This sounds right up your alley, B.
Yep.
With a smooth, sweet trail and a bright, crisp finish of fruit. Now, tell us where Old Elk comes from.
Colorado.
Okay, so we don't have them very often from Colorado.
Nope. This is their 2022 double wheat.
So
and this is going to run you about $1.
Let's see if it lives up to that.
Yep.
You going straight to taste, not even going to smell?
Oh, yeah. Drink that for days.
Obviously, this is going to be the most duh statement of the night. It's very wheat forward. Obviously. But it tastes more stop. It, to me, though, has the strongest wheat taste of the three we've tasted
this
so far.
is very, sweet
All
off
right.
the tongue.
Sweet off the tongue.
Sweet off the tongue,
That
and then
is-
chew it.
That is the best mouthfeel of any of the three we've had tonight. And by that, I'm going back to our old standby descriptors of buttery, syrupy.
And it's 6 to 8 year. Because it's the whiskey, the wheated bourbon is a 6 year. So the youngest thing in there is a 6 year. But the wheat whiskey is a 6, 7, or 8 year. Their packaging, they tell you what you're drinking. And Bardstown does that as well. Bardstown has it right on the side.
And honestly, I
This
think
is what you're
the
drinking.
mystery is kind of silly. Like, just put it out there.
So sweet up front. I agree with that. The dust statement of the night is wheat, but it absolutely is. Here we have an oak smoked wheat, and we have unmalted wheat.
Yes. So that one, obviously, you're going to smell a little different because it's smoked, right? Yes, you smell the difference.
Yep. But this, to me, they're sweet right there. Then it hits you almost like a wheat beer. It gives you some thickness.
So the smoked wheat is where you see the parallel.
Yep.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
This is allowing you to taste, I think, what this is picked up in the char of the barrel.
Exactly. So it's that wheat combination with the char. This was a very helpful visual and taste profile, B.
Yeah. This is all American Brewmaster, which is it's a small store, but it's a huge distributor in terms of home brewing.
They're all wheat forward. We know that. But
But
this one is the wheatiest of the wheat.
Yeah.
And-
If you like a Hefeweizen beer,
You'd love this.
yeah. A Hefeweizen is not going to have that spice and that smoke at the end. Mm-mm. This has got the char from the barrel.
Right.
I have no idea what type of char Old Elk is running, but they're running enough to give us...
Well, right, and because in a Hefeweizen or a wheat beer or a wit, however you want to phrase it, you're not going to get the char from a bourbon barrel. So it's going to be different. So don't go into it expecting it to taste like a wheat beer, but it has some of those elements to it. This is really good. I'm a big fan. It's complex, which
and
you
I say
all
it's
love.
100. I can't remember if it was 90, but it's in that 100 range.
So I like it because it's complex. I love the mouthfeel.
It's cock of the walk. It's cock of the walk. Go ahead.
You're throwing that out there real easy tonight.
No, I haven't given either one of these.
You gave Bardstown cock of the walk.
This is a cock of the walk.
I'm going to give it 2 out of 2.
Yeah.
Again, that's a masterful blending of 2 different options. If you're going to lean into the wheated, lean all the way in, which they did. I love that it's representative of the fact that we're emerging outside of Kentucky. I'll agree with you there. I'll agree with you on the cock of the walk ranking. That's a really solid choice. And next time, so I also have friends, shockingly, that also ask for bourbon recommendations. And
I'm not shocked by that.
Many of them are like over 6 foot, like business dudes, and they all want something sweet. And so this is a good option.
Why'd you gotta bring height into this?
I'm just saying they're big dudes. You wouldn't picture them asking for something sweet, necessarily.
So
what are we finishing with, B?
So this is, if you can't tell by the bottle,
They're not subtle.
A 1792 product. Sweet wheat, proofing at 91 with no age statement, but at least 4 years. And because this comes from the good people of
Buffalo Trace.
Of course, they're not going to tell us what the heck's in it. I mean, it's a mystery.
Ooh. You know what? I bet it's corn. I bet it's wheat. And I bet it's barley. Oh my God.
Throw it out
I
there.
cracked the code.
Yep.
So, and I bet this one is a little higher wheat because
I
it's called
bet.
sweet wheat. Oh my God. I basically call me a master distiller. B went a little sketch for this one. He may or may not have gotten this off of a Facebook posting. But he's still with us, alive and well.
I can never confirm nor deny.
Neither of us, our bank accounts were wiped out.
Nope. It was in the great town of Youngsville. What could happen in Youngsville? They got a great ABC store.
They do. Shout out to the Youngsville ABC store.
All right, so the descriptor is it's sweet.
Oh!
Crafted with sweet and delicate wheat instead of the more traditional rye. This bourbon is quite distinctive from most. Okay.
Okay, B. Listen, don't taste yet. I have a smell. Nutter butters.
Ooh!
Smell it. It
I
smells
love
like
a
nutter
butter.
butters. They're so good.
My dad, R.I.P., he used to make a nutter butter banana pudding.
Stop.
Oh, yeah.
I also get a nutty flavor.
Yep.
A peanut buttery
Yeah.
sweetness.
Oh, there it is. Oh.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you the type of peanut butter it is. So I like Jif Natural. Mm-hmm. That's Jif Natural.
Yeah, because I'm a Peter Pan creamy girl. And it's not that sweet. It's more of a natural.
Later tonight, we'll show you the Jif Natural and we'll convert you. It is fantastic.
We'll see. Well, I'm actually an almond butter girl these days. Back when I ate peanut butter.
Oh my God. Carolina sorority. Faking, bacon, Lululemon wearing, almond butter eating. Just get the peanut butter, put it on the white bread, spread it, get some good old jelly, slap it on there, put another piece of white bread, get yourself some Lay's potato chips, and have a sandwich.
Are you done? Are you entirely done?
Oh my God, it does smell like Nutter Butters.
I told you. It does smell like Nutter Butters.
I mean, the smell is hush your mouth.
Right? You
Yeah.
don't even have to taste it, but okay. Back to we're on a show, and we should probably tell them what it tastes like.
The sweet up front.
It's
then
so
you get,
sweet.
Then you get this nice earthy nut taste.
No burn whatsoever.
Nice peanut. Now,
This would be one that if you have someone coming over that is a newbie
no.
to bourbon,
Heck no, I can't find that.
I'm saying
Forget that.
I'm saying as far as like taste profile. It's very mellow.
Because they're not getting
It's-
that.
But it's very mellow.
Tortured bourbon. Not we live in Kentucky bourbon. Not we
Okay.
live in California bourbon.
Putting aside its allocated nature.
Allocated.
Just
I've never
strictly-
seen this in a store.
It's very easy to drink.
Oh, it is amazing.
Okay.
I'm
B
basically...
will not share this with you if you come over.
No. Bring your own. It's no harder to make that product than Wild Turkey 101. Let's be very clear. It's wheat, it's corn,
And barley.
and barley. They choose not to make more of it.
They do, which is an interesting choice in my opinion.
There are some traditional bourbon drinkers out there who that will not interest them.
I mean, I'd be lying if I said I didn't sit here and enjoy this. But you and I both love peanut butter, so.
Oh, yeah. This is peanut butter. This is good peanut butter.
This is good peanut butter.
It's not that almond butter junk. It's not faking bacon. It's real bacon. It is you bring the pig
When
in.
have you ever come over to my house and I have served you anything fake meat?
Almond butter is one step away from faking bacon.
Coming back. This is delicious.
Yeah, where are you going to rate that? What we don't have up here on the table, we don't have larceny and maker's mark. And larceny
We
and
already had
maker's
some
mark.
makers tonight,
that's
though.
fantastic. Don't get me wrong.
These are better.
But there's a reason those are your every and it's not the special maker's mark. It's not the larceny.
Correct. It was just the
single barrel.
regular. Yeah.
The fact that we're drinking what we said in the beginning were more selective whiskeys and bourbons, the fact that they're living at the top end. If you want to see us really blow away a top end expensive rye and then go, what did we spend our money on? We have an episode all about a certain Heaven and Hill product that you should go see to show you that we aren't slaves to the price.
I think we have to factor in all of that, though.
Yep. So what are you going to rate it?
God, I'm still tasting the peanut butter, and that is making me so happy.
Jar of Jif's only $2.99.
So you're saying I shouldn't rate it highly?
Oh,
I'm going to
heck
rate
no.
it Hush Your Mouth. Because
Because you're mad at Buffalo Trace because you can't get it all the time.
it's not quite as complex as the Bardstown and the Old Elk.
What did you rate the old Bardstown? Would you rate
Cock of
Bardstown?
the Walk.
You rated it Cock too.
And Old Elk. Cock of the Walk. This is a high Hush Your Mouth. I mean, this is like, I teetered between the two. This is the one that if I had friends over and I had made a lovely meal, really good wine pairings with our food, and then we had dessert, this is what I would sit out the tasting glasses and I would pour this and we would all sit around drinking this.
Who are these friends? Because if they're not me or you, I ain't giving it to them. I'm just being
Hypothetically
real.
speaking.
I give it to Aaron.
Hypothetically speaking. Aaron, you can come have some.
Aaron can have some.
You're the one who did a whole Thanksgiving episode about why you shouldn't bust out the good stuff for your family on Thanksgiving.
All right, so what have we learned? Closing thoughts. Heather.
So, wheated bourbons truly show how sweet doesn't have to mean sugary. It can be depth and balance.
If you're looking for something to satisfy your sweet tooth, these bourbons, they're just not the great place to start. They're an excellent place to finish.
If you see any of them, pick them up.
I just yawned.
You did, Jan.
If you see sweet wheat, don't buy it. Hold it in the store.
And call us.
Call me. I will come to wherever you are. I will purchase it so that you will not feel that burden. And then
He's a giver, y'all.
I'm a giver.
Take one for the team. Highly suggest any of these. If you see them, grab them or give us a call and we'll come get them. And until next time.
Heather's number will be in the description. Cheers, y'all.
Here's y'all.
Right, you are. But first, kick that dog if you want. Why are you,
that is so
what are you
sweet.
doing with your life, B? What are you doing with your life, B? Just screw your memories of childhood with your father and
Stop it.
Make me a dessert.
Stop it.
You need to edit that part.
Yeah, please.
Okay.